It's one of those days where everything's coming out at once, running short on time. Well, with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one? Apparently somebody got arrested for capturing drone footage over a certain area. This one says, man arrested for flying drone over Indira Sagar Dam project. Police arrested a man for flying a drone in a prohibited area and taking images and videos over the Indira Sagar Dam project in Mandi village of Kwanda district. The high-level bridge near the dam became the center of attention when the Central Industrial Security Force filed a complaint regarding unauthorized drone activity. Acting on the complaint, the Narmada Nagar police station registered a case against Varun Kumar Arya, a resident of Narmadapur under Section 188 of IPC. The law enforcement team also confiscated the drone used for unauthorized aerial photography and videography. The Indira Sagar project area is a designated restricted zone for photography and videography with a specific prohibition on flying drones without proper authorization. This area, including the dam, is under continuous round-the-clock surveillance by the CISF. So I guess at least in that situation, it's consistent where they say no videos, for example, photography of any kind with anything in general, but they say specifically, I guess, a special clause just for drones. It says, Narmada Nagar Police Station in charge Ashok Nagar emphasized the seriousness of the violation and the importance of adhering to regulations to safeguard sensitive areas. Following the complaint lodged by CISF, the police took prompt action, resulting in the seizure of the drone. Valued at approximately Rs 1 lakh, the incident serves as a reminder of the strict measures in place to maintain the security of critical infrastructures and highlights the consequences persons may face for violating such restrictions. Again, it's something you have to pay attention to around the world because a lot of places they have this no drone policy, for example, or at the same time, it just seems nowadays as well with certain restrictions in capturing videos and photos. Does it warrant things like arrests and all that? I don't know, I guess it really depends. And with that thought, in terms of, I guess, flying drones, how about this one? I was reading this one, how in Las Vegas, apparently with that Grand Prix, there's this drone, I guess, show where someone's flying like 1,000 drones in a drone light show per se. This one says, solo pilot flies 1,000 drones in Las Vegas Grand Prix show. 1,000 drones transformed the night sky over Las Vegas earlier this month for the occasion of the city's inaugural Formula One Grand Prix. The drones formed a large range of patterns. So they actually show, I guess, the person who did it behind the scene video. It's kind of interesting. It says the drones formed a range of patterns during a 7-minute show. These included spinning F1 cars, the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign, and in a nod to the city's casino, a roulette wheel. The show was orchestrated by Preston Ward, chief pilot for Sky Elements drone shows, who controlled every drone while seated at a table. I mentioned before too, that's something I'd be interested in trying just for artistic sake, like make your own, I guess, drone light show in your backyard or something like that as a test. But then again, with over-the-top regulations, can people actually do that? And that would be actually an example on how things like over-the-top regulations hinder things like creativity and all that. And I guess with the weather getting colder, you're going to expect a lot more people to catch colds and all that. And it was kind of interesting as apparently in places like China and in some instances here, there's already so much news about, for example, people getting sick and all that. And this one here says, hundreds line up in China hospital as respiratory illnesses surges. Eyewitness footage from inside a Chinese hospital showed a large crowds of families lining up for the treatment amid a massive surge of respiratory illnesses that is hitting children the hardest. The video was obtained by Reuters and released this weekend, showing hundreds of masked adults and children gathered in a waiting area of the Beijing Children's Hospital. This is the first winter season since China eased its zero-tolerance policy on COVID-19, a policy that gave municipalities sweeping powers to institute quarantines and mandatory testing to keep COVID-19 cases under control. While unpopular with residents, the policy helped China keep COVID-19 cases relatively low. I think that was one of the arguments where is what they did actually working in a sense, or is it just the fact that it's basically them determining what they want people to hear? Because I don't think that's a mystery in terms of controlled media in places like China. But as well, then they say many countries around the world saw spikes in respiratory illnesses after loosening pandemic restrictions. Last year in November, the Public Health Agency of Canada sounded the alarm on the rising flu cases, indicating the start of an influenza epidemic. So I would imagine here anyways, just based on what's happened in the previous years, I know a lot of people, they're just, I guess, not going to cooperate, if that makes sense. They're kind of going with the mentality of how it was before with things like the flu and so forth, just kind of deal with it. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Alright, see you guys later.